Greetings everyone, my name is Dr. Jason Freeman. I'd like to welcome you all to my channel. So the final trailer for James Gunn's 2025 Superman film is dropped, and over the various trailers and TV spots there's been a lot of characters introduced that the casual fan may not be familiar with. They include Mr. Terrific, Crypto, Hawkgirl, Green Lantern Guy Gardner, and probably the most strange and mysterious of all is the character known as Metamorpho, played by Anthony Carrigan, who most people know as NoHo Hank from the show Barry. And to make Metamorpho a little bit less mysterious, though probably not less strange, I'm going to give you 5 facts about the character. Fact number 1, Metamorpho's been around a long time. Now before I go any further, I do want to let y'all know there will be some spoilers for various Metamorpho related comics, and so if you don't want any of those spoiled, click off the video now. Alright, you've been warned. So Metamorpho made his comics debut in January of 1965 in the comic The Brave and the Bold, number 57. In the comic we're introduced to Rex Mason, a roguishly handsome soldier of fortune, as he skydives into his girlfriend's convertible. His girlfriend is Sapphire Stagg, the daughter of the rich Simon Stagg, also known as Mr. Millions. And so after they meet up, they're accosted by several of Simon Stagg's men who are dressed in black masks, who are essentially there to escort them back to see her father, Simon Stagg. In this comic, we're also introduced to Java, a revived prehistoric man who Rex found on one of his previous missions. And drama ensues because Java is secretly in love with Sapphire, Rex's girlfriend. Now we see that Rex is inherently a hero when he shows up at Simon Stagg's mansion with a potion that was found which had the power to shrink other beings. And instead of handing the potion over to Simon, he actually breaks it and tells him it's too dangerous for anyone like you to play with. Now this is where Metamorpho's tragic origins begin, because basically Simon offers Rex one last mission, you know, that one last mission and you're out. One last mission where he'll pay him $1 million, which in 1965 was a lot of money. Honestly, it's a lot of money in 2025. And so this one last mission is to retrieve the mysterious Orb of Ra, and unbeknownst to Rex, Java is coming along, or he was sent not to help him, but rather Java was sent to leave him stranded in the Sahara. They arrive in the Sahara where they encounter this glowing red pyramid in which the Orb of Ra is located. They go into the pyramid, and that's where Java does his job. They find the Orb of Ra, he knocks out Rex and leaves him to die inside the pyramid. And so the only thing that saves Rex is that a long time ago Simon gave him a ring with a chemical that Simon had come up with, and he told him if he's facing death to basically use that chemical. And so as the pyramid is heating up again, about to incinerate Rex, I guess he ingests the chemical in the ring. And so after Rex wakes up, who is now Metamorpho, he notices that his appearance has changed significantly. He has these 4 different quadrants, each of a different element. He also has these interesting new abilities. In particular, he's able to turn himself into a gas or any element, and he turns himself into a gas to escape the pyramid and to pursue Java and go back and get back with his girl Sapphire. And thus begins the adventures of Metamorpho. And so he was given a 17-issue solo run where we see him encounter various bad guys. Now if you get a hold of this, these are great adventures. It's really hard to get a hold of. I actually just ordered my copy recently, but he has these different adventures. He also has various outings as well with Brave and the Bold. And so it wouldn't take long in the comics for Metamorpho's abilities to gain the interest or to catch the attention of other heroes. And so this brings us to the second fact about Metamorpho. He's been a member of several superhero teams. Metamorpho first joined the Justice League, kinda, in Justice League of America number 42 in February of 1966. And so in the comic, Metamorpho is heading out to go see his girl, Sapphire, minding his own damn business when he's attacked by an alien known as the Unimaginable. He is then helped by the Justice League, who has been eyeing him to join their team, and when asked to join the Justice League, basically Metamorpho says, nah.
My sermon this morning, hell to the no, 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 come on, hell no, to the no, 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 hell to the no, hell to the no, to the no, 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 listen.
Basically, Rex doesn't want to be Metamorpho anymore. He never wanted to be Metamorpho in the first place. And so rather than joining this team, using his powers, he wants to find some way to go back to being just plain old Rex Mason. And this is where Green Lantern Hal Jordan comes in. He comes in with his power ring saying, Rex, Metamorpho, I think I can help. And so we see how with his power ring trying to change Metamorpho back into Rex Mason, but in the process of him trying to use his ring to turn him back, they are once again attacked by the Unimaginable. A battle ensues. They wreck the Unimaginable wrecks them, they go back and forth, and then at the end of the battle, basically the Unimaginable leaves, but with him also goes Metamorpho. And so the discombobulated Justice League is looking around, they notice Metamorpho is gone and assume that he basically bailed on them in the field at the end of the battle. But what they discover is that one of the warriors of Unimaginable was knocked out and left behind, and basically Metamorpho changed into to appear like this warrior and went off with the Unimaginable to help them track him to the Unimaginable's home planet. Whew, that was a mouthful. And so they follow the atoms left by Metamorpho through space. They go to the Unimaginable's planet, and there they finally beat this creature. And so after the battle, after the Unimaginable is beaten, they go back to Earth. Hal comes back in to try to turn Metamorpho back into Rex. But what happens is the ring just doesn't work. They surmise that maybe there was some yellow, you know, Green Lantern with yellow. There's some yellow in the meteor radiation that gave Metamorpho his powers, and so that was blocking that ring from working. So yeah, there you go. The yellow beats Green Lantern again. But after Hal fails, there's no hard feelings for Metamorpho, and actually Metamorpho decides that he'll join the Justice League, but as a reserve member to be called upon only when needed. Now this is just a first team affiliation for Metamorpho. He will later go on to join the Justice League along with Justice League Europe, the Outsiders, the Terrifics, the Seven Soldiers of Victory, who I had never heard of until today, as well as being affiliated with Simon Stagg and Stagg Enterprises. Basically, we see that Metamorpho can play well with others. A third fact about Metamorpho is despite him making his live action debut in a Superman film, over the years he's been more affiliated with Batman. As I mentioned before, in addition to his 17-issue solo run as Metamorpho, he also appeared in several issues of The Brave and the Bold. Now, The Brave and the Bold went on to mainly be a Batman team-up comic, and so in The Brave and the Bold number 101, we see Metamorpho team up with Batman. And so in this comic, Sapphire Stagg is at risk. There is this list of 6 people, 6 millionaires, and basically this hitman, the bounty hunter, is sent to kill them. Now, lucky for Sapphire, Bruce Wayne is also on this list, and so Batman sees this list. He knows he's one of the intended victims as well, and so he goes about trying to take out the bounty hunter. Batman and Metamorpho encounter each other as they're both trying to protect Sapphire Stagg, who's basically snuck out of her dad's house because she feels confined. Now, this brings up one of the non-PC things in many of these Metamorpho comics. So basically, Sapphire dresses up as a quote-unquote houseboy and sneaks out, leaving a life-size Sapphire Stagg doll in her place. And so she's out in the world, the bounty hunter finds her, tries to kill her, and Batman and Metamorpho intervene, saving her. I hope you're enjoying the video, but I just wanted to quickly mention that if you're enjoying what you're seeing from the DCU or DC Comics in general, why not buy a Funko Pop of your favorite DC character? I have a few myself and will definitely be getting more. To get your own Funko Pop DC character, click on the link in the description. A fourth fact about Metamorpho is that he has a son named Joey. Now, when I did my reaction to the final trailer for Superman, both times I watched it, I mentioned that I didn't know who that baby was, and even as of right now, I don't know. And so, who's Joy? So basically, Joy is the baby of Metamorpho and Sapphire Stagg. So Metamorpho he lost his memory, he's amnesiac, and then eventually realizes and finds out that he is a dad in Justice League Europe number 11. And so being the person that he is, he goes on a mission to find his kid, but then Guy Gardner, the Green Lantern Guy Gardner, is sent to basically intercept him. Apparently, Simon Stagg is a hero to Guy Gardner, so Guy Gardner volunteers to go after Metamorpho to make sure, one, that he doesn't do anything to Simon, but also maybe that he can get an opportunity to maybe learn something, make a little money himself. And so basically, Metamorpho discovers his son Joy. His son is basically being in this lab. He's being isolated because his son can't control his powers and is just turning other people into various elements. Metamorpho bursts into the room where his son is, discovers his son, sees his son. Guy Gardner comes in, they go at it, they go blow for blow, and Metamorpho basically turns the tide on Guy Gardner by turning himself into yellow gold. It's almost a wrap for Guy at that point. But Guy, being Guy, has very strong will, no fear. He turns the tables on Metamorpho, and they go at it again because basically Guy's taking them on without using his ring. But you have this regular human being going against this superpowered being, so it turns out the way you expected. Metamorpho whoops Guy Gardner. Guy Gardner still coming until he basically is done. He gets knocked out. And so last but not least, fact number 5 about Metamorpho. Metamorpho is a real threat to Superman. Now, as we saw with Metamorpho's battle with Guy Gardner, a being that could turn himself into any element is a real threat to any superhero or supervillain. Mainly because various superheroes and supervillains have basically a weakness. And so these weaknesses are introduced to add drama to comics, also to depower certain beings, especially if they're all powerful, like Superman. And so, of course, the element that's most dangerous to Superman is kryptonite. And so in the comics, as far as I know, I don't believe that there's a comic, and correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, I don't believe there's a comic where Metamorpho turns into kryptonite to go after Superman, but that has happened in the DCAU. It happened in a DC animated universe 2-parter titled Metamorphosis, which aired as the 22nd and 23rd episodes of that series. And as we see, Superman comes in, they're all fighting Metamorpho. He comes in, pushes Metamorpho aside. Metamorpho grabs his arm and turns into kryptonite, basically starting to kill Superman. And while ultimately they do learn that he is a friend, not a foe, it does open up the possibility that we might see something like that in the Superman film this year. Now, Metamorpho and Superman didn't really face off against each other very much in the comics. We do see it though in DC Comics Presents Superman and Metamorpho, the Element Man number 40. And so in the comics, Superman encounters Metamorpho. Again, Metamorpho is minding his own damn business, going about his day, and Superman comes in thinking that Metamorpho is fleeing. Profile much, Superman? They kind of battle, they go at it a little bit, but Metamorpho actually escapes when he turns himself into a gas. And one interesting thing that happens is that when he turns himself into a gas to escape, he basically outmaneuvers Superman. Now, Superman has super speed, but apparently Metamorpho is faster, and so he outmaneuvers Superman, gets away, but eventually they figure what's going on and they squelch their beef. But again, this opens the door for Metamorpho to be a challenge for Superman in this movie. Now, eventually they will be buddies, they will be part of the same team, probably the Justice League when that does show up. But in the meantime, it's really intriguing to see what he might be doing in this movie and if he actually is a friend or foe to Superman at this point in time. Now, if you found that video interesting and or informative, please like this video and subscribe to my channel. Also, please share this video. And if you have some interesting facts about Metamorpho, I know I did leave some out in this video to keep it shorter. If you want to bring in some cool facts about Metamorpho, please leave those in the comment section below. Thank you all for your time and have a wonderful rest of your day.